top story this week is that Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney for breach of contract by doing a Disney Plus release the way that it did. So much to unpack here, and so much I still don't actually know. Okay? Now, mind you, some of the stuff I don't know may have been said, and that's poor on my part for not reading up on it more. Okay? My bad. But until I really do, I'm just going to give you my initial reaction to this. There's two sides here. One, Scarlett Johansson is in the wrong. Or two, Disney's in the wrong. No shit, dude. But it's just that until I know really, if it's a matter of being underpaid, that's the big thing here. If it's a matter of being underpaid. Because there's no reason for that at all. Scarlett Johansson should be paid the same that any other leading actor in any Marvel movie is getting paid. If anything, she should be getting paid the most money of any actor other than Downey Jr., who is obviously, for obvious reasons, just because it's Downey Jr. and Iron Man. But Black Widow has been the glue character of this whole narrative since Iron Man 2, and just going forward. Like, she's been vital to the whole story, and that's just coming from an artistic standpoint. In terms of business and everything, that's the thing. There's no reason to not pay your actors. So if that's what it is, obviously. But here's the thing: it seems that Scarlett Johansson's side is framing it as there being a lack of female representation or something, or there needing to be a reframe of female representation. That's weird to me in terms of this movie. It's because, the breach of contract here is that there's a release pattern that was not in the contract, therefore maybe some of her revenue is not being pulled in or paid to her from the Disney Plus release side of things. She was only paid from the regular box office, and maybe there was some kind of deal in her contract. I don't know, see. But then I read that it has something about being misrepresented or being mistreated. There's a whole gender thing here going on. It seems weird for that to happen now when her solo movie just came out. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Because it's Black Widow that just came out. It's Black Widow, the movie about Black Widow. You're the star of the movie. It almost seems like framing it, this whole thing almost should have happened years ago when she didn't have a movie yet, and maybe she wasn't being paid as much and all that. Again, it comes down really to payment representation. That's not to say that there still needs to be more progress in terms of representation for women. Of course there does. It's just that I don't see that being an issue here in this case in terms of how the movie was released and everything like that. So I don't know what that's about. But if Scarlett Johansson's just being a cuck, then she's being a cuck. Or if it's just a recurring corporate problem in this fucking business, in this industry, and in this country, that is also very likely. But I hope this gets resolved, because it is rough to see something like this happen.